So I'm going to talk to you about work-life balance, but through the lens of where the mind grows, which of course will mention a little bit of inspiration from nature. I'm going to share you some of the elements that we'd explore in the 4 phases of our group program as well, because I feel that actually there's some great tips from each of those phases and those inspirations that can be really helpful in terms of achieving work-life balance. Nature is, of course, inspiration for finding balance. It's constantly self-regulating, checking in and adapting to change. And really, in essence, that's what work-life balance is about. It's about knowing what your basic needs are, knowing how to refine them when you kind of go a little bit off course, and constantly self-regulating, checking in, finding that peace of mind and body that helps you to feel replenished. There's lots going on in nature at the moment. We're in autumn, beginning to be into autumn, and you can see that already nature is adapting to its ever-changing climate. And really, when you think about just the essence of work-life balance, that is what we need to do, and how we can improve our sense of well-being through change, uncertainty, and the different responsibilities and roles that we have. If I asked you, how is your work-life balance? What would you answer? Just take a moment to check in and think about the response to that. So let me tell you about a little tip at Sapling. If you look at these beautiful little saplings learning to grow, then actually one of the things that their priority is understanding their basic needs. What do they need to do to thrive? And that's something that we can begin to do to help ourselves have a landing point, to replenish our soil and know that we've got a place where we can set really good foundations around our well-being, both in and out of work. The next thing to kind of explore is around our beautiful, deep-rooted beliefs and values. So some of the things that happen when our well-being is not too great because of our work-life balance usually links to our values and where we're prioritizing our time and our belief that we can change it or not change it. So knowing exactly what your values are, what are your values in work and what are your values in life, are you giving enough time, attention, effort and investment to that? And if not, how can you change that? Beginning to understand how these values root you. They're basically your moral compass. They're the thing that kind of align you as a person, that keep you well. And so if you're finding yourself constantly outside of your values and prioritizing your time in a different way, this can make the equilibrium of life feel a little bit awry. The next element of work-life balance through the lens of Mighty Oak is about resilience. It's about being able to always return back to those moments, to understand what resilience is. And that's really about putting enough strategies in place for you to be able to sustainably handle the challenges and expectations of life in many ways. It's about setting clear boundaries, so learning to say no or saying yes to things that you're currently saying no to that would give you opportunities to balance and rebalance out your well-being. So setting those essential boundaries in some way, being able to bounce forward. So if things slip and go a little bit wibbly wobbly in terms of your well-being and your work-life balance, being like that resilient mighty oak, knowing how it can stand firm and kind of weather the storms of the life expectations. And of course, the last phase of our program, and a really essential part of learning how to sort of align your work-life balance, is around support and connectivity. Now, in the Woodland, there's constant communication. It's effective, it's clear and concise in order for that environment to thrive. So understanding and learning skills that will help you to effectively communicate, both with your inner self. So just as I asked you at the start of this video, how are you actually doing? Learning to talk to yourself and talk kindly to yourself, to forgive those times that we slip off our sort of intentions around where we spend our time and attention, but also to connect with support networks. Not just the support networks in our inner mind, those things and resources that we can call upon, but also reaching out and reaching into others as well to help yourself become more resourced. Maybe that's asking for help or guidance or going on training at work so you feel more confident to balance your time and energy in the workplace. Perhaps it's about looking at your support mechanisms. Do you have enough in your social life? Is your family supporting you in the way that you need at this time? So just to recap, considering our 4 phases: sapling, roots, mighty oak, and woodland. Consider your basic needs. Do you know what's at the root of your self, your well-being? Then discover those deeper roots, those more far set kind of beliefs and values. Are they aligned? Are you feeling like you can change things? Do you feel empowered? Or are you hitting blockages at many times and feeling like you're doing stuff, living life to someone else's rules that just don't fit with your identity and your peace of mind? In Mighty Oak, we learn about resilience, how to bounce forwards, not just about bouncing back, it's about moving through with the times of change. And we can help you to set clear boundaries. And in Woodland, it's about supporting and connectivity. So how do you find your right support system, and how do they align with your values and beliefs and your basic needs? And what connectivity skills have you got? Are you reaching out and in? Are you communicating with that bigger woodland of support networks that you have to help you realign your work-life balance?